This is Laura Glaess, and she is an internationally known Lindy Hopper. She's a dancer, performer, teacher, YouTuber, and she is bad at dancing. Or at least, that's what her brain tells her sometimes. Alright, well obviously Laura Glaess is an incredible dancer. You should check out her YouTube channel because she's doing amazing things for the community. I'll link it in the description below. But I wanted to start this vlog out with a story about her. I asked her if I could share it, but it has to do with the greater experience that I had at Lindy on the Rocks this year. So I used to staff for ILHC, which is the International Lindy Hop Championships, and I was sitting there in the staff lounge during one of the dances. I think it was probably late night. And in walks Laura Glaess, this international star, and she was crying. And I was like, hey, are you okay? And she just turned to me and said, yeah, I don't feel like a very good dancer. And at the time, that was pretty shocking to me. And there was this realization of, oh wow, this doesn't really go away, does it? Somebody who could be at the top of their craft still occasionally deals with feelings of insecurity. So I got to thinking, maybe avoiding it isn't the key. Like, maybe when we start to have these feelings, it's not so much about pushing them out, because if Laura Glaess is capable of feeling shitty about her dancing, then I feel like it gives me permission to do that as well. But maybe there's a way that we can approach it and handle it. And I think I might have discovered some of those things at Lindy on the Rocks.
Oh, hello there. This is your ASMR advertisement for patreon.com/Pauldances. See, at patreon.com, you can support Paul and his vlogs and his live streaming and his dance journey for subscriptions as low as $1 per month. If I make enough money on Patreon after this advertisement, I promise that I will never ever do this again.
Okay, so let's talk about my experience at Lindy on the Rocks, because for the first 2 days of the event, I was super in my head. I was not feeling great about my body. I was not feeling great about my dancing. I was probably really tired. I was probably lacking oxygen because it's in Denver. But at a certain point, I had to check in and go, why am I here? Paul, why are you at Lindy on the Rocks? And it's because I wanted to spend time with loved ones.
And now we explore in search of food, because
and dessert.
You wanna?
Most important.
Is craving pie? Is that what you said?
Yes. Or cheesecake.
So at that point, I was like, you know what? Forget the dancing. Let's really just focus on spending time with loved ones. And it really changed my perspective on the entire event.
Hey, vlogger.
What?
Vlog over there.
So the first tip that I can think of when dealing with feelings like this is to actually just embrace the feelings. Like, I think oftentimes we get very caught up in trying to shape our Lindy Hop or our dance experience in exactly the way that we want to take it in. And that means, like, going out and expecting sunshine and rainbows every single time we dance. But we are human. We are capable of a lot of different things influencing us, and it could be emotional, physical, monetary. Like, there are a lot of different things that can influence us from a day-to-day basis. And if you go out dancing a lot, those are going to impact the way that you feel on the floor. How are we feeling after night one?
Tired, but also like sad.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself to enjoy dance. Just be like, you know what? I think I'm dealing with some crap today. See if you can find different ways that the community or the experience of going out dancing can influence you. All right, so we got some pretzels, which like we're excited about on their own, but we are rooming with a celebrity.
Does this look familiar?
At Dots, an ordinary pretzel just isn't enough, so they add savory seasoning and tempting buttery flavor into every delicious twist. Now that's enough to make you build an all-pretzel pantry. With a biometric security system. Dots, sensationally seasoned pretzels.
You can tell which one's
Oh my
the
God.
actor.
Okay, this is one of my favorite tips for just adjusting your dancing almost immediately, and that is to hone in on one specific thing to work on the dance floor. And I'm not encouraging you to like do a whole bunch of practice on the social dance floor anyways, but going out there with just thinking about one topic to improve or one thing can actually be a great challenge, and it can get you out of your box. Something like, oh, you know what? I'm going to really focus on using my left hand this dance. Or I'm going to just focus on my rhythms this dance. Or I'm going to focus on moving my butt this dance. Those things can just get you out of your head so you've got something to focus on. And in fact, one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever gotten for getting out of my head, but I had a dear friend of mine say to me once, forget about everything. Forget about the timing, technique, teamwork, all that junk. I want you to go out with one goal. See if you can get your follower to laugh. And that completely changed my dancing. That one tip completely changed my approach to dancing, because I used to get so nervous when I was dancing with follows that I had to entertain them, and I had to do a certain amount of moves or dance to a certain cleanliness level or whatever. But the magical thing was when I got out there and started dancing with folks and just getting them to laugh. If I could get them to laugh, everything just kind of melted away, and all of a sudden we were enjoying an experience together. We were enjoying people, not dance. And that really, really helped me. So that's a challenge for you. If you're struggling with dancing, get out there with one goal. Get your partner to laugh. See how it works out. So the next tip I have for you is to realign yourself with your dance goals or priorities. You need to check in and make sure that you are dancing for the right reasons. I think a lot of times we get caught up in these tangents of like trying to get better or comparing ourselves to others and that sort of thing. And it helps to just go take a snapshot and go, why am I here? Why am I out dancing? And if that's to meet people and socialize, you can throw away everything else and focus on your connection even off the floor with people. Or if it's to get some exercise, you can get out there and just get out there and do some fast dancing. Or, you know, there's a lot of different reasons one might be out dancing, and realigning yourself to that can be a very rewarding thing. All right, I do have to mention my competition experience, because I got to compete with a follow that I really, really love to dance with, and that's my friend Nadia. And again, we were just a little bit in our head in prelims, and we even thought that, oh, there's no way we're gonna make finals. We were just not vibing. And then we made finals. And then in finals, we had stuff prepared. We ended up making third place. Despite not feeling super, super inspired. And that's, honestly, that kicked me up a little bit. I was like, oh, wow, this is very unexpected. And then by the last day, I was in the mix and match, and again, I was like, oh, I don't know if I made finals. I decided in prelims just to double down on trying to listen, to the music, trying to listen to the music and dance to the music, and then B, trying to listen to my partner and really respond to what my partner was doing. And honestly, I felt like the prelim music was pretty like low energy. Like I think there's this weird balance sometimes of getting in there and trying to really show off and like, hey, look at me, I want to make finals, but then also listening to the music and just like keeping it mellow if that's what the music is asking for. And I think luckily I got Elaine in prelims. Honestly, I got a lot of great people in prelims, but Elaine, I got her in prelims, and we just grooved. We just sat back and grooved to the music, and we made finals. And then I got Elaine again in finals, and I went into this competition with the lineup of follows. Every single follow had such a unique and diverse, like unique style that I was like, man, whoever I get, this is going to be a really, really fun experience. This is going to be like, they are all so different. And I got Elaine, and I was like, all right, Elaine is so good at shapes and musicality that if I just hold back and let Elaine cook and respond to that, let the chef cook, I think I will be okay. And we got first place. I was shocked. Like, again, because even after that dance, I was not feeling super great about my own personal dancing. But I was just like, you know what? I let Elaine cook. I think I made enough room for her to really shine. And we got the most beautiful feedback about just being like synced up together and letting our styles mesh. And it was really cool. So that was a really, really fun experience. And it was, again, coming off the back end of just like really not feeling great about my dancing. I really, really struggled with not feeling great that weekend. Ask for help. Please, please ask for help. I promise you there are loving and caring people in your scene that care about you. Bottom line. Okay, so I'm going to rally off just a few thoughts about Lindy on the Rocks. This could be traveling. This could be insights from the dance weekend. I have a few things to say. Okay, number one is take the train from the airport to downtown Denver. It'll save you time. It'll save you money. The more you know. You can Uber from the train station to anywhere really close to the venue. So do that. If you come to Lindy on the Rocks, which you should, take the train. All right, number two. Event organizers, if you're going to use relative placement to score your competitions, please, please release the scores. Like, and I know at the end of the day it doesn't really matter that much, but people really love to look at like who's digging on their dancing or try to come up with conclusions on their own about maybe why they didn't make finals. It feels like you're hiding something when you don't release the scores. So please do that. Again, I really enjoyed my competition experience at Lindy on the Rocks. I'm trying to help people out and say, like, release the scores. Okay, takeaway number 3. There is fusion dancing that's going on next door to Lindy on the Rocks the entire weekend. And the third night, or the final night, we actually had a combined dance at the very end, and it was super fun. It was super fun to see all this different influence from other dance styles. And I gotta tell you, Lindy Hoppers, we think we're woke and inclusive and that sort of thing. We ain't nothing compared to the fusion community. It is a very inclusive scene, and there are all spectrums of everything within the fusion community. So that was also inspiring and really cool to see. Okay, another fun takeaway was that the Ale Vilnier Big Band was just so fun to dance to. They play a lot of songs that I'm just not used to dancing to, and they have a lot of fun, weird twists on things that I just really, really enjoy. So if you get a chance to dance to them, whether it's at ILHC or wherever they're gigging, New York City, like, take the opportunity. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of grooviness that I very much enjoy. So that's that. All right, y'all, that is it for this episode. I apologize for the delay on this one, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear what you thought about my ideas about overcoming self-doubt, and if you have any tips of your own, I'd love to hear them. Comment below, or you can always hit me up on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. I'm now unironically asking you to like and subscribe, as it actually really helps this channel out. If you'd like to join these fine folks supporting me on Patreon, it's always appreciated, and it goes straight back into my dancing and into this production value and that sort of thing. Thank you for watching, and make good choices.